Welcome to Growing Belleville Through Community Chats, a podcast presented by the Greater Belleville Chamber of Commerce to help highlight, promote, and enlighten people, businesses, and community events in the Greater Belleville area. Here are your hosts, Stephen Sedlak and Eric Huber.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Growing Belleville Through Community Chats presented by the Belleville Chamber of Commerce. I am your co-host, Stephen Sedlak, along with Eric Huber. How are you, Eric?
Doing well, Stephen. How are you?
Good. Notice you're outside enjoying the nice weather today?
Absolutely. Starting to finally, spring is here, ready for the pool, summer, golf, everything.
That's right. Exactly, which brings us to our guests today. A good topic for the weather, a good topic for this time of year. We have Tom Semple and Kelly Norman from St. Clair Country Club. How are you guys today?
Doing great, Stephen.
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Well, like I said before we hopped on here, why don't you guys just kind of give a quick little background of yourselves and of the country club, and we'll kind of go from there.
So I guess I'll get started. My name's Tom Semple. I'm the general manager here at the club. I've been in this role for the last 4.5 years. Prior to that, I served as the club's head golf professional for 7 years. Graduate of Illinois State University in Bloomington-Normal, originally from Ottawa, Illinois, north central Illinois, and seen some parts of the country through my work over the years. Spent some time in South Florida, Northeast in New Jersey, and now St. Louis and the Metro East is my home.
And Kelly, you want to kind of get a little bit about you?
Absolutely. I'm Kelly Norman. I'm the Membership and Marketing Director here at St. Clair Country Club. I found myself here via Atlanta, where I worked in special events and nonprofit. And now here I do everything relating to our marketing, from social media, newsletter, output, to onboarding new members and ensuring that, we have the quality of service that our members have come to expect.
Well, I know we were kind of just chatting a little bit before we hopped on, just coming off the PGA Championship here this past weekend. So I kind of just wanted to kind of touch on that and how things were at the club over the weekend. Was it packed? How was, the feel of everybody in the club, I guess, this past weekend?
Well, we've really been battling the weather here recently, and for the most part, the whole season. It's been a slow start for us. We were much busier a year ago. As you probably know, golf has been very popular, getting outside and getting exercise and kind of spreading out. It's made it really easy for people to enjoy the game and get back into the game of golf. We did, have some PGA Championship watching, here at the club. All the avid golfers love those major championships. Really, really tough golf course over there in Tulsa at Southern Hills. But we're looking, for the weather to get a little better, dry out, and see more action on the golf course in the coming weeks.
You and me both. My golf game's been hindered by the weather as well, just like everybody else, I feel like. And, I think you guys aren't alone in that matter. I think everybody in this area, the weather has just been relentless when it comes to the rain. And it has slowed down. Of course, we got some rain coming this week, but the weekend looks fabulous. So are you guys expecting a busy weekend coming up here?
We will. Actually just filled our swimming pool, so we're looking forward to getting that finished off. All 3 clay tennis courts are up and running, ready to go. And, our greens on the golf course couldn't be better. Obviously, the grass out there, the seasonal bluegrass and such, loves the wet, cool weather. It's just our zoysia and Bermuda grass, mainly the fairways and the tee boxes, just needs that little kick of heat to kind of get to the point here, probably early mid-June, where we'll be in top condition.
Tom, talking golf,
And we also
everything like. Sorry about that, Kelly. Talking golf and everything.
No. Me and my family, obviously members out there at St. Clair, so we get to enjoy the facilities. But I think, one thing I want to touch on is everyone thinks country club, golf course, but out there at St. Clair, what else is there out to offer that everyone can enjoy as well? Well, we have obviously, our golf course is top notch, but we have a fantastic swimming pool to suit the needs of all levels of swimmers, as well as Tom touched on our tennis courts. We have our fitness room. And of course, our dining cannot be beat. Our family events, everything that we have at the club is very oriented to different people with different interests, and always trying to make new connections and new relationships here.
How, I guess, kind of going back to what Tom said with the pandemic and everything, and a new love, I guess, or a broader approach for people to kind of get out and experience when pandemic hit. How did that affect you guys? Because of course, and we've touched this a bunch on this podcast, and I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but how did that affect you guys? Initially when everything kind of hit, and then now here we are 2 years later. What kind of has been the ups and downs and from the beginning to now, I guess?
Well, initially when it hit, we were shut down completely. So that was pretty shocking to all of us. Fortunately, we were able to keep our management team and most of our all full-time people here employed at the club, doing some carry-out, food orders, that sort of thing, just trying to stay busy. The up and downs related to food and beverage, whether it's limited dining, no dining, carry-out dining, full dining, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster for us. When we didn't have dining, we had service staff that looked for other opportunities, potentially left the field of food and beverage. When we reopened, we're retraining and starting over with quite a few. So it's been a very challenging environment. As far as the golf is concerned, we went from no carts to one person in a cart to back to two people in a cart. So it's been a process, challenging from start to finish, but we're very happy to be back to basically normal operations here at the club. And again, today you come out and try to just enjoy the atmosphere here and all the friends that you have at the club. And like Kelly said, the food and beverage team is doing a magnificent job providing great food and services to the membership. So it just feels good to kind of be past it, and we hope, obviously, to never go back.
Yeah, I think everybody can concur with that mindset. How did membership transpire over that period? Did you guys see a steep increase or an increase at all, I guess I should say?
I think, yes, in the fact that with it being a private club, there were a lot more restrictions and people wanted places close to home. And so actually membership was fairly steady. Obviously there was the lull during the major shutdowns, but I think once, some of the restrictions started to leave, people were really looking for opportunities, to still socialize, but not be out in the, general public and with people that they're consistently with and familiar with. So fortunately, from a membership standpoint, we're doing wonderful. And now, with almost all of the restrictions being lifted and people's desire to, completely socialize, host all of their postponed events, we're really seeing an uptick and a resurgence in our membership, as well as our participation and bookings.
Have you guys seen a in regards to events and all that, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like weddings, baby showers, wedding showers, those types of things. Have you guys seen an uptick in that now that, prior to pandemic, or is it kind of the same? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, absolutely. We had all of the postponed events, and so we've had people, who had events scheduled during that unfortunate time and now are reinstituting them. And then, of course, again, just the need for people to have social interaction and connection with people that they weren't able to see for so long. This, it's just wonderful to have a venue where people can finally reconnect and celebrate all of the milestones that, were not able to be celebrated and, during the pandemic.
One area that I want to that I think is kind of the elephant in the room that should be brought up is that, this past January we lost Bob Goalby, which was a big, proponent of the St. Clair Country Club and all that. And I guess kind of just what is kind of the mentality around the club, with his passing and all the good things he did for the community and St. Clair Country Club.
Sure. Bob Goalby is really a legend. St. Clair Country Club, Belleville West High School, just this whole area, not just the golf community, but he reached out and helped so many people, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and other organizations in this area. And not to mention his contributions of designing golf courses, and at one point he had his own driving range in the area. So obviously you've got the Goldby room here, which is our men's grill, a pretty amazing trophy case loaded with pictures of him with presidents and movie stars, and a Masters plaque, among other trophies that are pretty amazing pieces of history that the Goldby family has basically loaned us and let us display here, so people can continue to enjoy all those victories and moments in his career. Bob Goalby's name comes up here almost every day. He's just such a part of the country club and always will be. He truly loved every inch of the property and enjoyed, being a part of the membership, and just coming out here and playing, whether it's playing golf or enjoying dinner with his friends. So it's one of those things where he's, he is connected to this golf club and the membership here, forever.
Yeah, I think the community in whole is going to miss him for sure. And I think I collect golf flags. From when I go to majors or if I go to the Ryder Cup, I'm always getting a flag and I get it displayed and framed and all that stuff. And the goal is, and I usually do it to the ones that I go to. And of course, I haven't made it down to the Masters yet, but I kind of bent my own rule there. And this past year, I was on eBay and I saw a Bob Goalby Masters autograph flag from 2010. And, I go, if there's any flag I'm going to get autographed that I wasn't there for, that's the one that I'm going to get. So I have it. I got it hanging in my office right now. I actually just got it framed. So, again, I think his impact on the community is going to be sorely missed. I know he had a big impact at the country club and is a big advocate for the club as well.
Yeah, Bob's an advocate for the club, for the game, for playing fast, for junior golf, for sure. The Goldby Haas High School tournament we have here in every August. You got 6 local teams, boys teams, girls teams. They take over the whole course and have a great day. Competition here for a couple nice trophies. So, there's no way to sum up in a few words what he's done for the club, but the reality is I don't think there'll ever be anyone like Bob Goalby. He truly was a one of a kind, and each of us had the chance to spend time with him. We're definitely fortunate to say that he was our friend.
Absolutely.
Now, Eric, I want to ask you a question because you're a member there and you're drawn there. What was it that drew you and your family to become members? What was it that you saw the advantage of, and what is it that you guys are getting the most out of it?
Well, a little bit, for me, was a little bit of both personal and business, to be quite honest. Working at Bank of Springfield, BOS, BOS being a family-owned company, still really takes that customer experience. They enjoy the country club lifestyle as well as taking clients, entertaining clients, still kind of that old school way of banking, as I call it. So with business there, being able to take clients out is awesome, but definitely on a personal level. Growing up in Belleville, you always knew St. Clair Country Club was out there on the West End. My family was not a part of St. Clair Country Club, so we visited maybe once or twice here and there, and you always, enjoyed your time out there as a kid with friends. But now with having Tess, she is definitely involved in swim team out in the summer. She loves tennis out there. Coach Nelson swim with of course Coach Kaiser, who's been out there forever. And going to enjoy golf out there as well. So we joined right before the pandemic, and it was, as we talked about earlier, almost kind of a perfect scenario because when everything was kind of shutting down, we talked with our past, people on our podcast where, families kind of joined forces and kind of started doing things together again. And that was at St. Clair. I mean, the pool we were able to enjoy once it was able to be opened up. The golf course, we were able to go out there with ourselves, go out there and play, walk the course. So obviously that enjoyment, I mean, we're at the pool every weekend. So that's why I said I can't wait till it opens up this weekend.
And you're out in O'Fallon is where you live, but you still are the member there and go. And that's kind of my next question is, I guess, Kelly, what is your guys' draw? Because and I'm just kind of thinking in regards to, let's just say over in St. Louis where you can have, I live over Webster Groves where we have right next to us, we have Westboro Country Club and we have Algonquin Country Club that are literally, a half a mile from each other. Whereas here, you guys are really the only one in a certain demographic. So kind of where are your points that you draw from? I guess how far out do you guys really draw into?
Well, we have something to offer. I mean, with so many clubs on offerings, I think the one thing that really just sticks out for me is, St. Clair Country Club has uptown amenities, but hometown hospitality. You're welcomed, you're embraced. So it's a way to participate and be involved in a very, home feel, very community, tight-knit community, but you don't have to sacrifice the amenities and services and offerings of the bigger club, the clubs over in the St. Louis area. And then, of course, I think, we're so competitively priced that, it's a no-brainer to me to just cross the bridge and be able to get onto the course, quickly, play a quick round, not have to wait, weeks on end for your tee times, as well as all of our other amenities, like we were talking about the pool, the tennis courts, the fitness rooms, the top-notch dining options. You really don't sacrifice anything and gain a warm, welcoming community.
If I could just add to that, what Kelly said, those clubs that you mentioned are really nice country clubs in the St. Louis area. They're also surrounded by a much larger population. So, for those that have come over to check out the west end of Belleville and the club, and they come out here on a beautiful day and they look around and they see that there's not somebody right on their tail, going down the third fairway and they're not pushing the group ahead of them. And sometimes people wonder, where is everybody, but part of that's the layout of the course is that it's spread out a little bit, but it's also that, we stay steadily busy, but you could show up here literally without a tee time most days and say, can I get on the course? And the answer is yes. So, the same thing goes for the tennis courts and the swimming pool. We have a strong membership, but we still have room to grow. And part of the nice thing about this club is you don't feel like you're being pushed or you need to be in a hurry. If you want to get out and play a fast round of golf, you can. If you want to show up and hit the ball around on the clay courts, most all the times you can just walk right on. The courses over in St. Louis, a lot of them have waiting lists. A lot of them, it's tough to get a tee time. I've heard of courses over there that have 36 holes where members struggle to get a tee time. They're calling a week in advance, just hoping to get a time close to the one they wanted. So, yeah, St. Clair is lucky in that way. Eric's a great example of the family, young families that are coming to St. Clair Country Club. We're seeing a trend in that direction, which is great for us. It's our future. The kids in our junior golf program and the swim team here is, highly touted, and Greg Nesser's tennis program. So we're really heading in the right direction as our membership increases a little bit at a time. We're getting younger and stronger as a club.
In regards to the course, Tom, you guys did a revamp of it, I guess I should say. How long ago was that they redid?
Almost 10 years ago.
10 years ago. How has that, because it is a challenging course, and I think that's one thing that a lot of people that don't play it, or play it for their first time are a little surprised by. But, kind of how has that been? Has that improved the membership? Has that improved, again, making it maybe a little bit harder of a course that makes it a little challenging for people? How, I guess overall, over the last 10 years or so, how has that
So basically
out?
what happened with the renovations, we put in a new 2-row watering system. Instead of having a sprinkler down the middle of each fairway, now we have a sprinkler row in the left center and the right center of each fairway. So it gives us more coverage. We also redid all the greens and all the bunkers. So basically a total renovation and cleanup, not to mention, areas where we needed to resod and bring in fresh turf. So the conditions at the club are much better than they ever were. Without a doubt, the greens, I think, are about as good as you're going to find anywhere in the Midwest. The golf course is challenging because it's hilly. It's not a long golf course, but it can play long. I think it's pretty generous off the tees. As you get into the greens, it gets more interesting. Bob Goalby would tell you it's a shot maker's course because, you go to the driving range and you're on a flat lie and you tee the ball up on a nice piece of grass, and you go out on the golf course and you rarely see a flat lie. So it creates different types of shots, and I think that's attractive. When you join a country club, chances are you're going to play the majority of your golf at that club. And this is one of those golf courses that you don't really find day in and day out that you're in the same place you were yesterday. You're always in a different spot, and that's fun, as compared to a flat, typical course where, you kind of always got a 9-iron into the first green. Here, it really can play drastically differently, based on the conditions. So again, I think the feedback I hear from the members is it's a fun golf course. It doesn't beat you up, but it is challenging. And the course record of 61 by Jay Haas has been in place for a very long time for a reason. It's a course that is stood the test of time.
Tom, you just kind of mentioned it with Jay Haas holding the record. We talked about Bob Goalby and everything. With St. Clair being around over 100 years, who are some other notable players that you've known, obviously, that stepped foot and played the course?
Sure. St. Clair's got a tremendous history within the St. Louis district. I believe more district champions than any other club, which when you're talking about St. Louis Country Club, Belle Reve, Old Warson, these different clubs, we're up there at the top. Tim Riley is one of our current members. Tim's a district champion, played at the University of Illinois, multiple club championships here at the club. Frank Connor is a professional golfer. Also, I believe played in the U.S. Open for tennis and also the U.S. Open for golf. So that's a pretty neat fact. Beyond that, Mark Boyajan. Mark's family owns a business, in the area. I don't think Mark plays a lot of golf anymore, but Mark won more than one district championship. Phenomenal golfer, multiple, club championships. The tournament golf here goes back to the St. Clair Open. It's way before my time, but Sam Snead and other, not only top local pros, but top touring professionals came here to compete in Bob Goalby's home course tournament. So we have a really strong desire to hold tournaments, U.S. Senior Open, U.S. Women's Open, junior amateur USGA events, the Metropolitan Amateur Golf Association, which is the local arm of the USGA, holds an event here almost every year. Gateway PGA holds their statewide match play championship here in the spring for the last 5 years. St. Louis Women's District. I mean, I could go on and on about all the tournaments, not just for our members, but for the community. And that's one of the things that I appreciate the most, not only as I was the head golf professional, as a general manager, is the support our club has for the community and for tournament golf in general. It's something that Bob Goalby took the lead, but again, we're going to keep that going into the future.
Awesome.
I think it's, we keep bringing up the name Bob Goalby. I think it just reiterates how much, how much impact he's had, not just on the club, but just, in the area again. And it's not, we're intentionally bringing him up. It's just, again, that's just who he was and what he did. Well, hey, look, we're coming up. We want to be respectful of your guys' time. Is there anything else you guys would like to, mention about the club, or maybe if they're interested, how to get in touch with you guys?
Absolutely. So I would say, Kelly Norman is our membership and marketing director. Kelly's doing a fantastic job of introducing, those that are interested in the club, whether it's a tour, a trip out onto the golf course, a dining experience. So anybody that has interest in the club membership, or maybe they'd like to host an event, it could be a wedding reception or could be a business function, don't hesitate to call the club, 618-398-3400. Ask for Kelly Norman. She'll definitely point you in the right direction. And I think what you'll find is that it's a fun place to be. It's a safe environment where you can come out and enjoy your leisure time with friends and family.
Absolutely. Again, well, we want to thank both of you for your time this morning. St. Clair Country Club is such a staple in the area, and we'd be hard pressed not to have you guys on to chat about it. So again, thank you. For everybody out there listening, hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend. Get out there and hit the golf links if you can. Get a hold of Kelly. Maybe take a tour of the club. See what you can come up with. So we appreciate it. Thank you guys for.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Growing Belleville Through Community Chats podcast. Please remember to follow and subscribe to this podcast and share with your friends and community leaders. For additional information from this podcast, please reach out to the Greater Belleville Chamber of Commerce.